The Steelers have finalized a trade to acquire all-pro cornerback Jalen Ramsey from the Dolphins. Sources telling Tom Pelissero and Ian Rappaport. Ramsey's adjusted contract includes a $1.5 million raise in 2025, so his salary this year, $26.6 million. The Steelers have now acquired some massive names this offseason to go along with DK Metcalf, Darius Slay, Aaron Rodgers. It is now Jalen Ramsey. The corners on this team are now Jalen Ramsey, Darius Slay, Joey Porter Jr. I got to give some credit, not thinking they would have another splash in them, but they certainly do. I think Ramsey can still play a little bit. I want to let the people sound off on this at 412-928-9370. As of last week, the reports from Adam Schefter and company were, they've checked in, but probably no chance this happens. Well, this is the big breaking news of the day, and this will carry the load for probably the next several hours. I know that the guys in the afternoon, they now have their plans for the entire afternoon. Jalen Ramsey is a Steeler. 412-928-9370. I think this really shows, given the finances of the deal as well, I would love to see them still add somebody at receiver, but this does tell me these guys are going all in on 2025. And even though I'm not going to toss this team into the Super Bowl or anything like that, Austin, you can't say they're not making an effort at it after getting Aaron Rodgers, already acquiring DK Metcalf. They're making moves like a team that is all in on 2025.
It's significant, Donny, and we still don't know what the full return is going to be yet for Ramsey, but I mean, this is a move of Omar Khan basically saying, all right, Jonnu Smith has been thrown out there. There's been discussions about Jalen Ramsey as well that you mentioned was shut down prior to this. It's surprising to me that they did this. I am surprised, especially after the Darius Slay move. I thought maybe they would do something to try to find a corner that can play a nickel position or play in the slot, whatever. I wonder what this means for Joey Porter Jr. Or is this ultimately extra insurance in case Darius Slay, who's 34, gets hurt? So this honestly brings up more questions than answers with this move for me.
I think it's kind of a backup plan of sorts with Darius Slay. I feel like those guys would split a little bit more. But even so, if it's sort of a three-man rotation at corner between the three, I don't think that's the worst thing in the world either, because maybe the Steelers after last season felt as if there was a little bit too much on the plate for Joey Porter Jr. It was his second year in the league, a big step up in responsibility into his second year. And we saw in some of those matchups, he was clearly outmatched. I can't get the one performance against Cincinnati out of my head, and he was mostly on T. Higgins, their number 2, not Jamar Chase, and he had himself some trouble. He gets into penalty trouble, so this, I think, a big-time insurance policy for both. But, hey, I'm not against just acquiring good players, and given the Steelers' cap situation, they can't afford it. And on top of that, given how the game is played now, you can never have enough guys to defend the pass. You can never have enough guys to catch passes. You can never have enough guys to defend the pass, especially. So you keep bringing in corners or defensive backs that are playing good football. I don't know if I'd say the Steelers have the best defensive backfield in the game, I mean, there's a team in their own division that has a pretty good one. Just added Jair Alexander a couple of weeks ago. But this is the Steelers' counterpunch to that. You have your 3 top corners as Ramsey, Porter, Slay in whatever order. Minkah Fitzpatrick, Deshaun Elliott. Juan Thornhill was one of the offseason acquisitions. I like what this team is building on the defensive side, but again, it just adds to the pressure that the defense is now going to have.
Can I play devil's advocate for a moment, Donny?
Sure.
So people, obviously, there are some out there that are not optimistic about Rodgers, that think that he's done at 41 and he doesn't really have much of a chance to still be able to play. I know Ramsey is 30 and he'll be 31 in October. Plus adding Darius Slay. Do you think that it's a realistic possibility that the Steelers are bringing in a lot of big names that might still be able to play, but it just ultimately all collapses in on them and all of them cannot play anymore?
I think there's a possibility of that. I don't know what percentage I would put it at for each guy, but I get what you're saying. Like, they're bringing in a lot of what they're doing, and they've kind of done this over the last couple of years, but this year it seems so more than any. They really are collecting football cards.
Yes.
You look at the back of that football card for Aaron Rodgers, you see one of the best resumes in NFL history. You got a pretty good football card with Darius Slay, an even better one with Jalen Ramsey. Metcalf, I wouldn't say at the same level, just due to he's still a pretty young player, given where a couple of these names are at.